what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mood616 here, and yes, I'm finally back with a brand new DVD slash Blu-ray slash 4K update for the months of March and April 2023. That's right, so we're into May now. It's about 2 months later, approximately. I think I uploaded my last one in February, maybe March, I don't know. March 10th, 11th, something. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's about 2 months later. But I know I've been away. I have a brief explanation in my last video, so if you didn't watch the Kino unboxing video, check that out. But yeah, so this is a massive update, man. This is a massive update, so I'm just going to get right into this, man. So as usual, I'll start with the DVDs, and we'll get into some well, not really much standard stuff here. It's pretty much all boutique stuff. I'll kind of mix it up. I'll throw in some non-horror, some animated stuff, and we'll get back into the boutique, and then we'll set it off with the box sets as per usual. Okay, I don't know what the hell my dog, Bonnie, what are you doing? All right. Okay, so DVDs. So as you guys know, if you follow this channel, you know that I love collecting these SRS kind of retro line that they're doing here. And this is actually a newer film. They mostly focus on releasing like 80s and 90s, like shot on video and just lower budget stuff. This is a new film, and I believe I read the other day that my homegirl Carly, Creepy Carly, who does a podcast with me, is actually going to be starring in this filmmaker's next movie. So that's kind of crazy. I'd picked this up and didn't know that, so yeah, congrats to that. But it's called Night of the Zodiac. So yeah, see these retro covers and shit. Pretty cool. So I haven't seen it yet. In fact, I haven't watched a lot of this stuff because in the last couple months, again, if you didn't watch my video, got a new job. I've been super busy with life and stuff like that, so I really have not been watching a lot of movies. I've just been busy 7 days a week, so. But I digress. This one cracked me up. Apparently this is another new film from 2022 also, and it killed me. The title of this just, I think it actually might involve singing. It might actually be a musical, but I'm not the hugest musical person, as you guys probably know, but which is odd because music is like my life, but music in movies, I don't know, it just doesn't work for me too much. But Ed Gein the musical, I mean, that's kind of up my alley. Maybe it'll be on the same lines as Cannibal the musical for the hilarity level, but I don't know. I can't see this not being amusing because it's Ed Gein. It's a gigantic cannibal. So that's pretty funny. So it's all I picked up for horror DVDs. The next bunch here are just like hip hop related stuff. So if you're not interested, skip along. I'm not offended. I don't expect people to watch all these the lengths of these videos. Just like the podcast, I don't expect people to listen to the whole things. I wouldn't either. But yeah, this first one is random, and I remember when I picked this up. I read away, I was like, oh, the title's kind of in French and stuff. But yeah, so it is a PAL Region 2 DVD, but it's for Mobb Deep's Murder Music. I think it's like behind the scenes and stuff like that. It did say it had English audio, but I love this warning that they plaster on there about buying PAL DVDs in Region 1 and stuff like that. So yeah, Mobb Deep's Murder Music. Oh, I think no, it's not actually behind, it's actually a movie. So with Prodigy, rest in peace of Prodigy, Havoc, Nas, and Big Noid. Apparently Big Noid's really good in this, and I love Big Noid, man. Big Noid's dope. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Not behind the scenes on this one. Yeah, it's like an actual movie. So here we go with Revenge of the Robots DVD. So if you're a fan of like early 2000s Def Jux and stuff like that, this actually came out, I believe, in 2003, and they did a tour called Revenge of the Robots, which, if you're not familiar with Def Jux, you know LP, of course. If you're not familiar with his previous couple careers, if you're only familiar with Run the Jewels, he owned Def Jux. And this is like Aesop Rock, I believe, is in this. I can't even remember. It's been so many years. I actually have the DVD of this, but I wanted the case and stuff. It comes with the soundtrack also. It's got LP, RJ Duty, Mr. Liv, etc., etc. But it's like concert stuff behind the scenes. It's been like 20 years since I've seen this. Literally, I watched it in 2003, so it's been a minute. But that's pretty cool. In one of those fat packs. You don't see the fat packs too much anymore. Pretty cool. This one right here is Black Moon Behind the Moon. And this was done around the time they did Total Eclipse, so like 2004-ish kind of thing, and it really does feel like that too. You can tell this is before like high-def cameras and shit. Like the quality is terrible. It's like very amateurish. I thought it was going to be more kind of documentary style, but it really is like someone following them with a camera and doing interviews and stuff like that. I was watching this. I got about halfway through. I actually was falling asleep because I can't stay up past like 10 o'clock now because I'm up so fucking early and working. But But yeah, no, it's I'll get through it sometime. But Black Moon, one of my all-time favorite groups. Love the album too. This is cool, man. I've been actually after this for a while. Image released this, which is interesting. Strong Arm Steady, Exhibit Crondon, Phil the Agony, and Mitchy Slick. Yeah, so the days when Exhibit was part of Strong Arm Steady. This, I believe, is an early 2000 DVD also. Fuck, man. I hate when they don't have the years on these things. It drives me fucking bananas. 2004. Again, 2004. Yeah, so I think it's pretty much a documentary kind of style on Strong Arm Steady and stuff like that. So that's really cool. Really cool. I can't believe there's actually a DVD on Strong Arm Steady. It's crazy. This one I've known about forever. I think this one came out, yeah, 2008, 2009. 15 years of videos, history, and violence. Onyx, showcasing the career of Onyx, of course. So it actually has the music videos for tons of stuff on here, which if you guys can pause that and possibly read that instead of me reading it off. But of course, throw you guns and slam and shit like that. So awesome. And then last one up for the hip-hop related DVDs, The Alcoholics, 100% never before seen footage, the EXO, the movie Experience. So this is, I believe, like this is when they did the EXO Experience record, and so this is, again, behind the scenes, you know, the concert footage and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool, but with bonus footage and stuff, shit like that. So Alcoholics, yeah. All right, so that is the DVDs. Getting into the Blu-rays. All right, so getting into these ridiculous stacks of Blu-rays. I feel like it's probably about the same size as all my other updates, but I have a lot of box sets, man. There's a lot of box sets. This is a pretty big update. I haven't actually got much in the last couple weeks, so it's really kind of like April and May, or March and April stuff. So finally got around to picking this up. I saw this when it first came out, and it amused the hell out of me. I loved it. Didn't really care for the American release cover, so I went with this one. The UK, the Greasy Strangler. I've been meaning to watch this again. I absolutely love this movie. It's so fucking funny to me. This fucking shit got me banned on Facebook so many times because I kept posting pictures of dude schlong. Ah, fuck. So funny. But anyways, Greasy Strangler. We all know it. Good shit. Alright, so I kept hearing from people that this was like okay, wasn't as good as his previous efforts. And I, of course, was going to check this out because I love Brandon Cronenberg's previous two films. And I was just totally taken back like by what the storyline was for this and shit. And that's Infinity Pool. And this is the uncut version, so I can see, obviously there's stuff in here that wasn't in theatrical for sure. You can tell what it is, like, you know, some of the close-up of penises and probably some of the violence and stuff like that. So if you're missing, I don't know if it's going to change your opinion, but I thought this movie was fucking batshit awesome, man. I really love the premise of this. It's super cool. It's super creative. And it really worked for me, man, on all levels, dude. Like, Mia Goth was fantastic in this movie. Skarsgård was fantastic. Like, just the whole premise of this, which I don't really want to get into, I thought was very unique. And it's just very Cronenberg, man. It's a very Cronenberg idea. But I can see why people wouldn't get into it or didn't like it, but I suggest maybe checking out the fully uncut, like not just the uncut version. I don't want to say director's cut, but yeah, the uncut version. So Infinity Pool, love the shit out of it. So we got picked up Scream, which is Scream 5. I saw it in the cinema. I thought it was okay. Like most of the Scream films for me, man, I'm just a completist. I'm a franchise whore, so I end up picking up most of these things. So it was okay. That's all I'm going to say. It was okay. I mean, I'm not the hugest fan of the Scream franchise. You guys know if you listen to the podcast, but I don't hate any of the movies, really. Well, part 3 is pretty fucking bad, but yeah, so finally got released here. Well, I can finally get a copy of this, but I fucking love this movie last year, and it's kind of funny that I just said fucking love this movie because that's one of the biggest problems that people have with this movie is the dialogue. They feel like it's so much swearing, blah, blah, blah. I loved it. Love the aesthetic of this. I love the kills. I love the idea, which, you know, it's been done before, but it's bad shit to me, and that's Christmas, Bloody Christmas. But really enjoyed the shit out of this thing, man. I definitely exploited my love for it on the podcast last year, but it was fun. It's fun. Love me some holiday horror. I have to watch it again at Christmas. I can't watch that shit out of season, man. It's weird to me. Finally got the last release from Visual Vengeance here. I wish they would put out some more stuff, man, because I'm really loving this line. I'm loving what they're doing with the releases and stuff. I'm just hoping that they're selling. But that's Heartland of Darkness. Now, this is a movie I actually did know about. And I thought that it was completely never going to come out because I thought it was actually one of those films that was lost. It could be. Yeah. Often cited as a lost Lena Quigley movie. Because I remember reading about this shit years and years ago. And it's even saying that this movie will probably never get released because it can't be found or some bullshit like that. But also known as Blood Church. And I love that. I love that artwork right there. So it's from a 1989, 88, 89, somewhere in that kind of period and stuff like that. So, but if you're not familiar with Visual Vengeance, they're actually a sub-label of Wild Eye. But don't let that put you off because they're putting out some really classic shit, man. Classy. I mean classic in the classic sense. I mean classy. If you like this type of trash. But yeah, really looking forward to checking this out. If you guys have seen this, let me know what your guys' opinions on it, because it's nothing like getting some old lost films that never saw the light of day. I mean, this shit went from like probably obscure VHS to fucking Blu-ray, you know, 30 something years later. It's crazy. All right, so we're taking this to Umbrella on their Ozploitation Classics line. Dennis Hopper and Mad Dog Morgan. I love this movie. It's just an upgrade for me. But it's just... I love Dennis Hopper, man. That guy is like... He's like the original Nick Cage with his overacting and just the way he does shit in some films. Like, every time I think of Blue Velvet, man, I just... Oh my God, dude. There's so many roles where he's just over the fucking top like crazy. Like, obviously TCM2, he does some crazy shit in that too, but this movie too, it's just the way he projects the character. It's like, it's just fucking so amusing to me. But if you've never seen Mad Dog Morgan, it's like an exploitation classic. It really is, man. It's great stuff. So, based on, I think based on a real person and stuff. So yeah, Mad Dog Morgan, awesome stuff. Finally got around to getting. I actually forgot that this was released by Warner Brothers Archive Collection. I knew there was a Blu-ray out there, but I totally forgot. And I was like, ah, shit, because these things are fucking expensive here. But I've had, you know, I've got the first one on Blu-ray, you know, I've got the remake, blah, blah, blah. I'm not like the hugest fan of, I haven't seen this for years, and that is Children of the Damned. So, yeah, I need to rewatch this. I might do a double bill with the original too, so, or with the first one. But yeah, Children of the Damned. Love that cover art, man. It's great. All right, over to Severin we go. And it's actually the only Severin I even have in here today. It's kind of very odd. But I've been kind of picking off these lately here and there. They're just so expensive for me. The Devil's Game. This was one I had to get my hands on, man. So it's basically a TV anthology. It's an Italian TV anthology show and stuff. And it's got Mario Bava. I don't know how long the episode's on here. I'm assuming probably an hour or something like that. But Mario Bava's last work was actually this. Technically, it's what it says. So it can't be a lie. But yeah, anything horror anthology TV show stuff, especially Italian, I'm all over. Not the first one I have in the collection, but this is really fucking cool though. So I think yeah, there's some other faces in here. Yeah, Lamberto Bob actually did some work on here too and stuff, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, Devil's Game, awesome stuff. Over to Cauldron, and man, this is one I've been wanting since they announced this. I was like, fucking right, man. 1978's Convoy Busters looks awesome. I think my last Kino update I had Convoy, so totally different film. But yeah, it's 1978. Who the fuck? Stelvio Masi. I can't pronounce that dude's name, but yeah, awesome stuff right here. Can't wait to check that out. And I've heard nothing but good things. I actually didn't even know about this movie at all, but I heard it's like a mashup of like kung fu and like westerns. So that's like right up my alley. I love Shaw Brothers to death. I love me some westerns. So fuck. Sorry. I had the ball game. And I knew I should have turned that off because I'm gonna fucking... Okay, that worked out. They scored. But anyways, yeah, Shanghai Joe. That's pretty fucking sweet right there. Mashup of Kung Fu and Western. So, got a hybrid here. Looks amazing. I mean, this is just... I always wish that they wish they had done more like slasher films set in the West. Like, there's only a handful, man. maybe not even that. All right, over to Scream Factory we go. So this is one I actually did not really know about, but it piqued my curiosity when they announced this. And it's from the early 80s. I'm not sure how horror it is. It might be more thriller. It does start out with the Colorado prairie has become a graveyard. So, something to do with satanic cult. So it's probably along those lines, but we got endangered species. I'm not sure if this is if it's from 82, if I watched it for the 82 top 10 show. I can't remember because I watched a bunch of like shitty YouTube transfers and stuff like that. I don't know. Can't remember this one. But this is a bizarre mystery story. So, check that one out. Now, I fucking hate that Scream Factory is making all this shit exclusive. They've released so many double features that I've wanted recently, and I'm just not paying the prices. I'm not doing it because I'm not going to bug my American friends to, you know, help me out and stuff. It's just I'm done with that. But this one they actually widely released. And I was like, fucking rights, man. That's pretty cool. And we got a double feature, A Conquest of Space, and I Married a Monster from Outer Space. Yes. So at least this one came out widely. There's so many releases that they're doing exclusive right now, and I just don't understand why. Like, I don't understand. They have like no faith in what the shit's gonna sell anymore, or it's just fucking Scream Factory drives me nuts. Worst sales, fucking customer service, quality control, but I continue to buy their product because I'm an idiot. But then they also release stuff like this, and I love this movie. Finally, upgraded Dr. Giggles to Blu-ray. I'm a fan of this, man. It's just such a bad movie, but it is, man. It like, honestly, there's just parts of this movie. I actually watched this when I got it, but I mean, if the only reason why I get this is for Larry Drake, man. You know, Larry Drake is great as Dr. Giggles, the fucking laugh, but it's really just, it's not that great, but I enjoy the hell out of it. So, Dr. Giggles. Transfer looks really good. This is one I wasn't going to grab, and I kind of regret, I shouldn't have grabbed this. But I'd never seen it before, and I was kind of piqued my curiosity. And that's Kim Basinger in Blessed Child. Jimmy Smits and Christina Ricci. It's just so by the numbers, but man, I tell you, this has some of the worst CG I've ever seen in my life. So this movie came out in 2000. It's like that kind of late 90s, early 2000s, like really, really fucking bad stuff. Man, I started laughing out loud. I was like, oh man, it was fucking bad. It was really bad. But honestly, the movie wasn't that great. It just wasn't that great, so kind of disappointed in it. But yeah, we're gonna take it back to, what was this, 1948 with Sorry Wrong Number. Oh dude, I love these releases, man. 40s, Scream Factory digging into the 40s. That's amazing. With Barbara Stanwyck, man, and Burt Lancaster. What a cast. So I am looking forward to checking this out, man. It looks pretty awesome. Now this release pissed me off. I didn't even realize until I got it home, and I probably, because this is an upgrade for me. I have it on DVD, and holy fuck, man, I get my messages left and right. So I didn't realize that they didn't put the director's cut on 4K. It's just on the Blu-ray on here. I think that's what it says. And I'm like, what? Yeah, so the 4K is just a theatrical, and then disc 2, the Blu-ray, which is theatrical and unrated. Why wouldn't you fucking put the unrated cut on 4K for Dead Silence? James Wan. I think this movie's great. I never upgraded. I had the DVD years and years ago. But what the fuck? Scream. They've done this before, where they've put like, I can't ring it off top, man, but I know they've done this a couple times where they put the director's cuts on Blu-rays, and like, what the fuck, man? I don't get it. So they're just going to re-release that with it on 4K. Fucking idiots. Yeah, so I went for this release. I know a lot of people went for, Vivision or somebody put it out. That Imprint. I think Imprint put out a really nice edition of this. And this is a cool story because this went from basically being lost to like making 4K and Blu-ray. And that's The Haunting of Julia. It's a great movie. It's a really, really good movie. It's a slow burn. Good performances in the film. Yeah, like, these are the type of releases that as collectors are just so blessed to have in this golden age of collecting right now, that we're going from basically lost films to fucking 4K and Blu-ray. That's insane. So, The Haunting of Julia, very, very interesting film. The next ones here are just Shout Factory ones. Actually, a whole pile of Shout Select films. I was kind of going through the catalog, and I wasn't really going through it, but I bought a few. And then it kind of got me thinking. I was like, what other ones did I want from them? And I ended up picking up a bunch. There's still like a handful that I kind of want, but I was like, man, I'm gonna grab some of these before they start going out of print and shit, because that's just what happens with these titles. And these were all really good prices too. And so I picked up Colors, which I absolutely love. Colors, Sean Penn, Robert Duvall. Yeah, man. I mean, it's, you know, they play a pair of cops and they're basically on the gang unit, and you know, it's what they do. And in Los Angeles, it's fucking great, man. I'm sure everyone's seen Colors before. Upgrade for me, awesome. Happy to finally have that. And I upgraded this, which I don't even know if I still even have my DVD. I used to have it anyways. But Trespass with Ice-T, Ice Cube, Bill Paxton. Rest in peace to Bill Paxton, William Sadler. It's still a fun movie, man. It's still a really fun movie. There's a lot of recognizable faces in here, and the soundtrack's great too, man. Of course, I've got the soundtrack, and I've got the color soundtrack also. So good stuff right there. Now, this one right here, I didn't really know what to anticipate, but I'd heard and I'd read really good things about this movie. So I was like, I gotta check it out, man. It just sounds really quirky, and that's Murder by Death. And this is a funny ass movie, man. I love the characters. I love the way the dialogue, I just like the way it's directed, the way it progresses, and like the whole third act in this film just had me fucking roaring, man. I was pissed with myself. It's clever. It's very well written. It's super clever. I think it's funny, man. I don't know if it might have been the mood I was in, but I really enjoyed the shit out of this. It was really good. Pretty cool mystery, man, with some funny twists and turns and shit, but Murder by Death, good stuff. And yeah, I've actually never owned a copy of this before, but I've always been a big fan of this film. I mean, can you really go wrong with George Carlin, Richard Pryor among faces in this, and that's Car Wash. Yeah, it's still fun. Even the wife liked it. We had a blast with it. But yeah, Car Wash, good stuff. And then one of my all-time favorite, dude, this movie is so fucking funny, man. I just realized, man, I grabbed a shitload of Kurt Russell in this update. That's so bizarre. But yeah, of course, Robert Zemeckis' Used Cars. I finally got around to picking up a copy of this. I don't know what took me so long. This movie is funny as hell. Kurt Russell, Garrett Graham is funny as hell in this movie, man. Frank Gray, Jack Warden. Oh my god. Oh man, there is some funny ass bits in this movie. Fuck. So underrated. I never hear people talk about Used Cars, and even that it got a nice release and shit like that, it's crazy. I'd never seen this movie until a few years ago, but I'm glad that I was introduced to it, because this is a funny ass film. So Used Cars. All right, so I used to have the VHS of this, and I hadn't seen it since those days, and I couldn't remember if I liked it, but I was like, fuck it, you know what? I've always loved the cover art for this. I think there's different cover, I don't know, but it's one of those weird kind of animated live action mashups and stuff. Very strange. With Kim Basinger again, what the fuck? And Brad Pitt, and that's Cool World. I think it's actually pretty decent. I have fun with it. I know Brad Pitt's on record saying he hates this movie, but I also think it's because he wanted a different role in the movie. He wanted the role of the artist, so maybe it's a little bit of just animosity towards the casting crew, but who knows? I think it's fun. I like Cool World. Watched it a little while ago, and I finally got around to picking up, and I did not pay this price for it actually. So I read about this. So fuck, what was that animated movie I watched a while ago with the cats? Really violent adult film with the cats. I can't even fucking remember what it's called now. It's totally slipped my mind. But everything that I read on that movie always talked about this movie with it, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know about this one, to be honest. And it came out in 1982, and that is Plague Dogs. And no, I didn't pay $32.99 for it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to checking this out. I know it's an adult film, right? So, like, not a porno. It's an animated adult themed type film. But yeah, looking forward to checking that out. Let me know down below. I've read some really good things about it. Another upgrade for me, and that's Wild at Heart. David Lynch's Wild at Heart. Speaking of Nicolas Cage and his craziness with the beautiful Laura Dern. Man, I remember when I first... Fuck, seriously, a fly? When I first watched this film back in the 90s, fuck did I hate this movie. And I loved, like, everything I'd seen of David Lynch at that point, and I couldn't stand this fucking movie, man. Oh, I hated it, and I never rewatched it until probably about 10 years ago. And I was like, shit, man, it's David Lynch. It's weird and quirky and shit, and it's got crazy fucking Nick Cage in it. Yeah, I'm a fan. So I finally upgraded. Okay, so this is kind of odd. So I've been on record saying multiple times, I'm not a fan of Elvis. I just never, I don't get the whole Elvis thing at all. I don't like the music. I get the appeal of Elvis completely from what he was doing in the time and stuff. And I needed this movie to complete the Blu-ray collection for John Carpenter, and that's Elvis with Kurt Russell. Holy fuck, I really do have a lot of Kurt Russell. That's already 2, but there's more coming up. This is not by design, this is random. But yeah, so Elvis subconsciously maybe. But I have never really heard great things about this. People always say it's kind of average, but it just seems out of left field for me with Elvis and Carpenter. Picked up Walter Hill's Brewster's Millions, again with Richard Pryor. There's some themes here. There are definitely some themes. Another, like Walter Hill, Richard Pryor, fucking Kurt Russell. It's so weird. Love this movie. Always love this fucking movie, man. It's great. John Candy's like one of my all-time favorites. I miss that dude so much. Man, when he passed away, that's one death that just hit me so hard. Not because I'm Canadian and but he was like a fucking hero to us, man. So I upgraded this. Man, a lot of fucking upgrades in this. Suburbia. I love this movie. I absolutely love this movie. Punks and just like the whole storyline and the way it's shot and the way it flows, the music, everything. I think it's great, man. I think it's really good. Yeah, if you've never seen Suburbia before, check it out. It's a really interesting film. So, yeah, I really dig the shit out of that. I know it was on the Roger Corman Shout Factory line. And then last up for the Shout Select, another upgrade for me. And I'm a big fan of this movie too, man. And that's fucking Brad Pitt in this one too. Jesus. In California with Juliette Lewis. David Duchovny. It's an interesting film. I think this one kind of falters, I think, a little bit and kind of towards in the third act a little bit, but there are some good moments. There's some good tense moments in California. It's good stuff. But yeah, Juliette Lewis like playing these type of characters. I mean, she's kind of different in this than she is in Natural Born Killers, of course, but California, yeah. So that's it for that first stack right there. Yeah, let's get into some just some kind of non-horror stuff. Well, I mean, half that was too, but anyways, I'll be back. All right, so getting into some like non-horror titles, and there's definitely some themes here. Like this is, subconsciously sometimes I do things and I don't even realize I'm doing them, but I'm definitely doing them. Obviously. What the fuck did that even mean? All right, so first couple right here. I needed to upgrade this, man. I love this movie, and I haven't actually seen this in a long time, but that's Tombstone. Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, great 90s film. Man, this shit's 130 minutes, right? Yeah, I remember seeing this when it first came out, actually. Great film. But yeah, smart Kurt Russell right there. It's crazy. In fact, like, yeah, this is so weird. Picked up Executive Decision, Kurt Russell. Like Kurt Russell's always been one of my favorite actors. Stuntman Mike, one of my favorite characters of all time. I love that. But yeah, this is a good movie. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched a Blu-ray in a while, but or not in a while, but I haven't seen the film in a long time. But yeah, I remember really digging Executive Decision. I upgraded this because I really just wanted to rewatch this, and it got me thinking. I guess subconsciously, man, it must have been something to do with Kurt Russell. I have no idea. But this movie, I forgot the cast in this film, man. Kurt Russell, William Baldwin, Scott Glenn, Jennifer Jason Leigh, which I love. I love her so much, man. She's such a great actress. Rebecca De Mornay, Donald Sutherland, Robert De Niro, Ron Howard's Backdraft. So, been years since I've seen it. Love this movie. I actually really liked the ride at Universal Studios. I thought it was hot as hell, like literally temperature hot. Like, it was fucking hot in that thing, man. It was crazy. I remember when I was on it, I was like, shit, dude. It felt like you were burning up. Like, they did a good job with that. So, Backdraft. And another Kurt Russell film with Breakdown. Which I actually saw this in the cinema when it came out. 1997. It was 1997, right? Yeah, I saw this in the cinema. Loved it. I thought it was a great thriller. It's, you know, it's kind of fly by the numbers, but it's fun. It's a fun one. Kurt Russell's great. Moving over to Walter Hill. This is just bizarre. With a film that I recently watched for the first time. Not gonna lie. Always known about this film. Never seen it before, if you can fucking believe it, man. And it's got one of my favorite Bruce Dern. I love Bruce Dern so much. Like, his character in The Burbs is like one of my all-time favorites, man. And that is The Driver. Shit, I had never seen The Driver before, man. Isn't that crazy? It got me thinking. I was like, the fuck? Again, I think it's because I went after this next one, and it got me thinking about Walter Hill and a couple films I didn't have. But I was like, shit, I've never seen The Driver, so I picked this one up for pretty cheap, so... Great film. Fucking awesome film. Obviously, like a prequel. Not a prequel, but it's a predecessor to Drive. To Gosling's Drive. Yeah, double feature, 4K double feature of 48 Hours, another 48 Hours. I did watch both these. They're still really fun. Eddie Murphy, man. Dude, so funny. So I was working the other day, and... I fucking started laughing by myself. I'm fucking driving, and all of a sudden Roxanne comes on the radio, and fuck, if you've seen 48 Hours, you know Eddie Murphy singing Roxanne. I just bursted out laughing. Like, forever, it's gonna be ingrained in my mind. I'm just gonna associate Roxanne with fucking Eddie Murphy now. It's just hilarious. I just love the fact that I don't even think they played the song in the movie. It's just him fucking singing it. I could be wrong. They actually might cue it up. I don't know. But, Nick Nolte, Murphy. I mean, another 48 Hours was more of a cash grab. It always felt like that to me. It's not a bad film. It's not as bad as I remembered it to be. Like, I remember watching it years ago and being like, man, that movie sucks. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Transfers look really good on these, man. Really good. I'm glad they put it on a double feature, because to get them separately, it was like triple the amount. It was just crazy how much more expensive this is. So, and... I don't think there's a Region 1 release of this, and I'm pissed that you can't flip the artwork on this, because generally with these German releases, you can flip and get rid of their stupid fucking rating. But that's Last Man Standing. I don't know if I ever own this. I've seen it before. Bruce Willis, we all know the state that Bruce Willis is in, and it's very, very sad. But yeah, this is one I always really enjoyed, and no one really ever talked about Last Man Standing for some reason. When you talk about Bruce Willis movies, I never hear people talk about this one. It's kind of interesting. Also considering it's a Walter Hill movie, which these are too. So yeah, a lot of trends here. But yeah, so that's it for just some random action Walter Hill and Kurt Russell movies apparently. So we'll get into some animation right here. I picked up somebody asked me last time, like, where's all the DC movies? I'm like, shit, man, I actually have some coming. So, I didn't realize, but this is actually part of the DC animated universe. And it doesn't even say on it that it is, but I was doing some research on it, and it actually does have connectivity in there. And I was like, shit, dude, because I've seen this one around so many times, and I didn't know what it was all about, but it had been recommending this. And it actually is part of the DC animated universe. And I was like, what the fuck? Because those are the ones I really like to collect. And now I have them all except for the newest one, which is that weird kind of mashup one. But anyways, and that's Constantine, City of Demons, the movie. So I'm really looking forward to this, man. This one actually has a rated R stamp on it. So yeah, that's fucking awesome. And I've heard from multiple people that this is pretty awesome. So pretty cool stuff. And then this one just took me by surprise. It's like, but it doesn't really surprise me that they did this DC film at all. I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm not sure if it's going to be one of the better ones, but I mean, really, I kind of like them all. I'm not going to lie. But that's Battle of the Super Sons. Yeah, so Batman's son and Superman's son. Although that kind of looks like Robin right there. I don't know what the fuck's up with that, but yeah, so that one kind of looks interesting. Are you fucking kidding me? God damn it. I shouldn't have fucking kept the game on. Now it's fucking pissing me off. Fucking Jays. Sorry. Damn it. I knew. I'm so bad. I should have turned it off. I can't watch sports without freaking out. Yeah, so this one right here I've heard really good things about. And that's the Doom That Came to Gotham, Batman. So this one looks pretty awesome again. And I like the fact that these are all like PG-13 and R's and stuff like that. Fucking Pearson, totally shit in the bed again. Sorry. So I don't know why I never picked up the Blu-ray of this, because I've always loved this film, Never upgraded. I never upgraded for my DVD. And so, and then it came out on 4K. And it's funny because I was searching for this the other day, and I was comparing the prices, and the 4K was way cheaper than the Blu-ray. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? I don't understand that. It doesn't actually come with a Blu-ray, but it's just 4K. But that's Akira. I think this might have had a slipcover one time. Maybe that's why it was so cheap. No, fuck. Whatever. But Akira, it's classic, fucking classic stuff right here. Absolutely love Akira. It's amazing. So I picked up... So this is like the reboot. This is like the newest one. I actually have the other ones coming too. The ones from the 90s. And both of them from the 90s, I think. And that's Mortal Kombat. The movie, this one just came out a couple years ago. I actually haven't seen this one, and the reason for this is in a second. But yeah, I haven't seen this like kind of I think they call it a reboot, so I don't know. But I do have the other ones; they just never showed up. But yeah, so I do have the animated Mortal Kombat film. So I picked up the sequels, which is Battle of the Realms, which I love the first, the Scorpion's Revenge. I loved it. I thought it was fucking awesome. I remember reading reviews on it, and people were like, "Yeah, but the storyline sucks." And I'm like, really? The fucking storyline? There's nothing wrong with the narrative at all. It was ridiculous. It's the stupidest shit ever. But yeah, these are like rated R shit. Pretty awesome. So if you're a fan of the first one, the Scorpion's Revenge, you'll be a fan of these probably. And Snowblind, which is the latest one. I know there's another one coming out too. I think it got announced last year. So I'm pretty excited about that. So Mortal Kombat, Snowblind. I'm probably just gonna fucking do like a triple feature. Can't wait to get the live action movies in, because I used to own the original one, and I always thought it was so terrible, but whatever. I gotta rewatch them. That's why I love watching movies like 25, 30 years later. Like when you're watching movies in the 90s, like 95, or when did it come out? 95? I was 15. You know, and I was like, shit, this is bad. But sometimes even like when you find things that are really good at that age, later on they suck. And it's a lot of times I have the reversal. It's really strange. Like something sucks, now it's good. It's weird. All right, so yeah, animated movies and stuff. Onto a few TV, because I'm like a cartoon addict, as you guys know. The 25th season of South Park. Yes, it is DVD, because I have them all on DVD, so I just continued along buying DVDs. They look fine. I don't care. Whatever. So 25th season of South Park. Man, the last couple seasons have been so fucking funny, man. This show, they're geniuses, man. They're absolutely geniuses. And then I picked up, and these are like the only like releases for, I think there's what, like 6 seasons of these, and like it's ridiculous. But the Smurfs season 1, volume 1, and of course, yes, I wake up every Saturday morning. Well, if I'm in town, which is not very often anymore, and you know I have my cereal and I watch cartoons. I'm a fucking dork, I know. God damn it, fucking serious. Okay, I'm sorry. But yeah, so much fun watching these, man. It's great. And I had completely forgot how Smurfette became part of the Smurfs. And I was watching this, I was like, oh my god, seriously? Because I had never seen like the newer movies. And I was explaining it to my wife, and she's like, yeah, I knew that. I'm like, how? She's like, well, I watched the newer movies. And I'm like, oh fuck, they have that in there? She's like, oh yeah. And I'm like, oh, crazy. Okay, so yeah, and then here's volume 2. So for some odd reason, I think the sales were poor on these, and they never put out the rest of the seasons, but which sucks. It really does suck. I think there's like a Quebec box, like a French box set or something like that, but it's like literally French, which is ridiculous because it's like an English show. But anyways, of the complete series. But anyways, so I picked up the Spotlight Collection, volumes 1 to 3, Tom and Jerry. I believe this is the collection to get. It doesn't have all the shit that was chopped out of it when the world went all PC and shit. And you know, I mean, I get it. Like a lot of these older cartoons and stuff does have a lot of racist stuff, and I get it. But they're also products of their time. And I think a lot of people can accept that and stuff like that. But releasing the things with shit chopped out of it is just pure censorship. And I'm so against that shit. But I think this is all put back together and stuff from what I've been reading. I think it's what it is. So that's pretty cool. This thing came with the discs all stacked up. So of course I went and bought like a 5-disc, you know, thing. So yeah, they were like stacked on each other. I'm like, no, I'm not having that shit with my Tom and Jerry. I love Tom and Jerry, man. I was watching it a few weeks back, and I was just like, fuck, man, this shit is so good. But I do get it. I get it for, you know, the people that get offended really easy. So, but it is what it is. I picked up, so these were actually released separately, like in the 60s, 70s, and 80s kind of mashup of like kind of obscure cartoons and some that aren't, and like just random things and stuff like that. So, but they put it out all in a box set called Saturday Morning Cartoons Collection. which is really cool. So there's a couple discs from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and it really does showcase like a lot of like pretty random shit and stuff, like some shows I'd never heard of or seen, especially from the 60s. And I always forget how much the 60s is awesome, like watching the Flintstones and Jetsons and stuff, which I have those complete series, but a lot of the other shows from the 60s have laugh tracks, and it's just such a funny thing because it's animated, right? Like, I never realized how funny a laugh track is when you're watching like cartoons. It's fucking weird, right? There can't be a live audience. I don't know, it's weird to me. But anyways, but yeah, no, it's got like, you know, the Mr. T show on here and a bunch of other random shit like Chuck Norris, which, oh my God, it's fucking awesome, dude. There's some really good stuff on here. Yeah, like the kid Flintstones and oh my God, it's so much fun. Some of the cartoons are like pretty rough, but pretty cool. They look good for the most part. And a box set I've been after for absolutely ever. And I finally found a great price on this. I wanted this years and years ago, and I remember actually when this was out, like, yeah, 2005. I remember seeing it in the stores, and it was really expensive. In those days, I was broke as shit. Well, actually, it wasn't too bad in 2005, but anyways, I just never got it. And I found a copy, I think, for 32, and it usually sells for about double, and that's the Astro Boy collection. This was put out by Original Anchor Bay, which is really cool. So another Anchor Bay release right here. So, and you know, it'd been so many years since I watched Astro Boy, like the original series. You know, this is the one from 1980, and like just how depressing the first episode is. Like, this scientist like has this little boy, and he fucking takes this vehicle out and he gets killed in this car accident, and then he changes him into this like robot. Like, I'm watching this thing going, fuck, how did they even get past the pilot episode, man? It's so damn depressing. It's so hilarious. Like, it's funny in like a total like downer way, man. I was like, shit. But I really enjoy this, man. I love Astro Boy. It's great. It's really, really good stuff. So, but yeah, so that's going to do it for that stack right there. We're going to jump back into the horror boutique label stuff right here, and then into the box sets. Yeah. All right. So continuing along with the boutique stuff here, we're going to get into some Mondo Macabro titles. And what do we got here? So we got this one right here. Fuck, I didn't even know about. So it's from Japan, 1965, which is so intriguing to me. And it's called House of Terrors. Yes, there's no red cases. I always wait for them to go into the standard editions because I don't like paying $8 for a booklet and a red case. So even though the booklets are nice, I do have a couple of them. They're very, very nice to have. I just feel like $8 is a lot. But yeah, House of Terrors. I haven't really heard anyone talk about too many of these, so, but I don't know. I might have to do some of these on 31 Days of Horror this year. So I don't know. So, like, I got lots of stuff this year for that. But House of am I saying House of Horrors? Am I probably saying House of Horrors? House of Terrors? I don't know what I said. Whatever. It's one of the two. House of Terrors. So that one looks pretty damn cool. And then we got Haunted Turkish Bathhouse, which I thought this movie was fucking from Turkey, man. When I first saw when it first came up on Mondo, and I was like, oh, it's from Japan, 1975. I'm like, man, these movies are gonna be batshit, dude. Like, look at this cover. That is just, it's gonna be insane. A haunted Turkish bathhouse. I don't know. Turkish must mean something else. But I'm thinking like Turkey, Turkish, whatever. And a movie I fucking love, and I'm happy to upgrade this because I have the Mondo DVD, and that's Don't Deliver Us from Evil. The ending to this is amazing. 1971 French film from France. Can't make movies like this. Just can't do it. Hugely controversial. Like in 19, yeah, I mean, you couldn't do this anymore. It's crazy. If you've never seen that movie, check it out. It's amazing. And another one I love, which is also an upgrade for me, but I had to do it because it's amazing. Oh, this actually just got me thinking, but In the Folds of Flesh, this is another really great one. Fucking super sleazy. Italian film. Oh man, it's great. It's great stuff. Yeah, I think Witch's Mountain, is that the one that they had like an exclusive and it sold out? Are they going to be releasing a standard issue, or did I just totally miss that? Because I might have been like, well, I'll just grab the standard, and then they're not planning on doing one, and I totally missed it, because that one looks like it's fucking amazing. Let me know down below. All right, so getting over into some unearthed films. And And this is one right here. Which one is which here? So this is the first, number 11, that I had never heard of before. This one took me completely by surprise. It seems like such an oddball release for the Unearthed classic line. But they've done this recently with a couple ones. But this one just totally, I had never even heard of this. I don't know how I missed this, but The Grand Tour with Jeff Daniels. Apparently it's like a time travel movie. It's like a PG-13 time travel film, and apparently it's pretty good. And fuck me if I didn't know about this one. I don't remember seeing this around the video stores. Nothing. It's really crazy. Holy shit, did Jano just do it again? No, he didn't. Fuck. But yeah, so let me know down below if you guys have seen this one, and if it's any decent. If it's any decent, who talks like that? If it's any good. Calamity of Snakes. So I've never seen this. I've known about this film. I'm pretty sure this shit's got some fucking crazy animal killings and shit like that in it. I think it does. I think this is the one I'm thinking of. But I've heard really good things about this movie, so I gotta check this out soon. Maybe when I get some time to actually watch some damn movies. All right, so not very often I have two Criterions in a update, because if y'all know, in Canada, Criterions are expensive as shit. I'm not saying that shit is expensive, but that's a fucking stupid saying. Shit. Anyways. This movie I saw when it first came out, and I was so taken back by this because it has to be one of the strangest fucking movies, even for this director, ever. And it literally has it has a scare in this movie that I think about all the time. It got me so fucking good. And I've never forgot it. I've never forgot it. It is such a weird movie. Like, you can't make any fucking sense of this. And it's 3 fucking hours, too. And that's Inland Empire. I'm a huge David Lynch fan. I'm actually rewatching the original Twin Peaks right now. I'm about 10 episodes into the first, well, I guess into the second season now. And it's funny how the pilot is like an hour and a half, and it's pretty sensible, right? And then a couple episodes in, it starts to get really weird and quirky, and it has like weird David Lynch shit. Well, this movie right here, I read that David Lynch was writing the movie as they were doing it, so the actors would show up on up to film, like Laura Dern, and of course Kyle MacLachlan and shit like that, and whoever else is in the film, and he'd be writing the dialogue in the scenes on the spot. I'm like, could you imagine? You couldn't prep for the movie. Like, it's so fucking weird, and it really does show on screen. But that might be the idea, the brilliance behind the execution of how he wanted the film to turn out. Because like, when you can't prep for something, everything's different. It's a weird fucking movie, man. Inland Empire is strange. It's so strange. And I'm so happy to finally get a copy of this, because it's one that I've been wanting to see forever. It's on the Rue Morgue Challenge, actually, and the DVD was long out of print. And I think someone on the second site was supposed to put it, or somebody was supposed to put it on the UK, but Criterion put it out, and that's Boris Karloff's Targets. Heard really damn good things about this movie. Always wanted to see it from 1968, and a lot of people even told me, they said that, if you had seen this movie for your 1968 show, which was very primitive in the podcasting top 10s. It was I think me and JP did it alone, and we only fucking watched like 15 movies, 20 movies. Not like we do now. We watch 120, but for everything. But well, at least I do. He doesn't. He's lazy. He's a Mexican. But anyways, yeah, Targets. So happy to finally have a copy of that right there. All right, so getting into some Arrow stuff. This is not all of it. There's some box sets too, but finally upgraded A Tale of Two Sisters. Oh man, I love this. I love this movie. I saw it when it first came out and was absolutely blown away by it. It's a really good movie. So, you never seen Tale of Two Sisters? Give it a shot. Awesome stuff. Now, this was kind of a fuck up. I actually thought I was ordering the 4K when I ordered this, but it turns out it wasn't. So I kind of side graded, because I do have the Dark Sky Blu-ray, and now I have the Arrow Blu-ray, but you know what? I don't really give a shit, because you can't have enough copies of this movie, because it's fantastic. And we're talking about Henry. Portrait of a Serial Killer, 1986 goodness, directed by John McNaughton. What can I say? It's amazing. Michael Rooker. Fuck the Bears. That's all I gotta say. All right, so I had actually forgot about this on the update. Holy shit. Insane. So I think I picked these up on a couple, kind of sale. Like, I have a lot of Arrow stuff, so that's probably why this seems very random. But I picked up Dark Blue with Kurt Russell. Another Kurt Russell film. So I might as well just start collecting Kurt Russell films. Getting all the ones I don't actually have. Jesus. I think this movie, it says spring 1992, days before the trial of Rodney King, a veteran in the LAPD. So it's dealing with corruption and stuff like that. I saw this movie, I think around it came out, what, the early 2000s? 2002, I want to say. Yeah, and I don't remember it. It's crazy. Like, I can't remember this thing at all. So, got to rewatch this. Let me know if it's any decent. Any decent again. What the fuck is with that? Who talks like that? My back is sore. All right, and I think there's a 4K for this. I don't really care. I have the Criterion DVD forever. Like, I've had the Criterion DVD since it came out, and I never upgraded. I know there's been multiple releases. I think the Criterion actually put it on Blu-ray too. I don't know. But that's, of course, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Love this movie. Terry Gilliam. It's bad shit. It's bad shit. Johnny Depp. Hunter S. Thompson. I loved Hunter S. Thompson, man. I've actually read a ton of his work before. I read the Rum Diary fucking years and years before they made the movie, and I was so appalled by the movie. Like, Johnny Depp plays the character really good, but the movie is it's just, the book was so much better. Like I know the cliche always says the book's so much better, but that one really fucking was. All right, so getting into some Vinegar Syndrome sister stuff right here. Here, we'll do this right here. That's not sister. And this is, so I collect the FCE films, the Film City editions. So I was a little bit annoyed that this, I'd never seen this movie before, but I will go on record saying I can't stand Richard Gere. I really can't. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with him in it that I enjoyed. I swear. I can't think of anything. So I was a little bit worried going into this film. And it's called Breathless. But it was on, the Film City editions, in the catalog. So I'm thinking, it's got to be, it is a little bit quirky, but his performance annoyed the shit out of me in this. It's, even thinking about it, it's just so fucking cringe, man. It's so cringe. I didn't really actually mind the premise or the film itself, but his performance just drove me nuts. Man, that artwork right there is actually really cool. I like the color scheme on that. But definitely one of my least favorite Film City edition releases. Definitely one of my least favorite ones. And I've loved that line. I've watched almost all the films in it, and I think this is number 17. So yeah. This is from AGFA. And someone said recently that you're not supposed to say AGFA. You're supposed to say AGFA. I don't understand that at all. It's fucking weird. But yeah, so we've got a double feature here of Shaolin Invincibles and 7 to 1. So here's 7 to 1. And Shaolin Invincibles. Yes. Now, I have heard some pretty interesting things about these films. Shaolin Invincibles, 1977, 7 to 1, 1973. They look so low budget and just terrible, but holy shit, dude. I can't wait to check these out. Like, it's just a weird double feature for AGFA because they don't really do a lot of films like this. So this has got me really intrigued. I can't wait to check these out. And they're probably super short, right? Oh, 85, 90. No, they're actually normal length films. All right. So Umbrella, of course, now has a sister portion in the Vinegar Syndrome world, in the universe. So that's very cool that we have American Umbrellas, because I love Umbrella. I have tons of Umbrella releases like that one right there. But it's cool that they're easier to get now, a little bit cheaper. And I actually just rewatched this movie because for the 1980 show, which will happen someday on the podcast, and that's Nightmares, the Ozploitation classic. I wouldn't say it's classic by any means, but 1980 Nightmares. Pretty cool to get an upgraded that. DVD does not look overly the greatest, so, but Nightmares right there. That's a really cool slipcover. I really like that. And now when I saw this announced, and it's by, who the fuck put this out? I don't collect, oh yeah, I don't collect this label. I just cherry pick a lot of the labels, but there is some that I do fully collect, like AGFA and well, the Umbrella stuff I'll probably collect too. And of course AGFA and Fun City. But yeah, Yellow Veil Pictures. Oh man, I almost shit when I saw this up for order. I was like, Calvary. I love Calvary, man. This is such a great movie. So happy to upgrade this. Holy fuck, so good. It's been years since I've seen it. I can't wait to rewatch it. But I remember just falling in love with this film. Really, really good. Damn good shit. Pretty extreme craziness. And I think it's actually set around Christmas time too, isn't it? Yeah. So this one right here is from VHS Shitfest, and this, I laughed so hard at this. So Justice Ninja style, like this slipcover is like amazing. And then I flipped it around and I literally burst out laughing. It's like, blink and you die in the dark. I literally laughed out loud at this. I'm like, that's fucking amazing. But then I took the slipcover off and then I saw like the original artwork. I think I might have flipped. Yeah. So when I fucking flipped it and I almost died. Look at that. That is so terrible. That's the type of shit right there. If I just saw that in a video store, I would have rented in a second. Because I'm just weird like that. But I would have rented that in a second. That looks so goddamn bad. So what's the storyline? Brad Tolan is a martial arts instructor who moves to DeSoto to open up a karate school. He is framed by Chief Deputy George and his partner officer for a murder he did not commit and thrown in jail. Uncertain if he will see a trial, with the help of a mysterious ninja, Brad escapes from jail and must evade capture while he tries to clear his name. Oh my god. It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh, the original artwork's doing that synopsis justice. All right, so this one right here is from Culture Shock, which I love Culture Shock, man. Culture Shock's been putting out so much great stuff. Well, your definition and my definition of great stuff are probably two fucking totally different things, but we got The Flesh Merchant. Look at that. Look at that title, The Flesh Merchant. Again, flipped the cover and almost died laughing. The first thing I saw, no shit, wasn't the dude in the awesome shirt and mustache or the sexy girl on the cover. It was Joe Estevez is in the movie. And it's Don Traub. Michelle Bauer. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me here, man. Oh, even the shots on the back look so bad. This is actually, it is a shot on video film, so. But look at this shit, man. Oh my god. That's just like priceless. It's priceless. I can't. Again, I've watched almost all the Culture Shock label so far. This is number 19. I'm pretty much done them all. I go through phases in them. I love the line. So much trash. And this one right here, again, is from Saturn's Core, another label I love collecting because they deal with shot on video. And they've released a lot of really good ones, man. Again, our definition is a lot different, may vary, but guilty pleasures, I guess that's what it is. No, I don't have any guilty pleasures. I've explained this many, many times. I hate when people ask me what your guilty pleasure is, and I'm like, I like this shit. I don't feel guilty for liking it. Yeah. Look at that shit right there. That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of the films that come out, kind of like early mid 90s and stuff, but they released all the ones that like never had releases before or that were very obscure and stuff like that, so that's really cool. So this was from 1997, so probably looks a little bit better. It's funny how the shot on video from like the 80s up to the late 90s, like you can just see the progression in videotape, like how it got better. It's probably the cameras too, but I'm sure the tape was better too. And then we got this was number 21 in the line, and this is the latest one, number 22, and this is Red Cockroaches. Red Cockroaches. Haven't opened up this one, so I'm assuming that that the artwork here. Let's take a look to see what the reverse is. Let's see if it's any good. Come on, baby. Oh, it's kind of disappointing actually. It's like not even that bad. Oh, it's saying like 2003. Oh, this is like a newer film. Shit, like 2003. That's only 20 years old. That's like modern. So Red Cockroaches, don't really know much about it, so. But Saturn's Core, I'm assuming it's shot on video. Hopefully it's not like that digital video shit. Digital video to me looks worse than shot on video, man. Fuck. It is horrible in that era. Fucking terrible. Alright, so Vinegar Syndrome stuff. Primal Rage. Love me some Primal Rage. On 4K. I can't believe Primal Rage actually came out on 4K. Insanity. I think we reviewed this on the podcast one year, actually. I'm pretty sure this came out, so. But Primal Rage on 4K. Are you serious? Upgrade for me right here. Curse of the Blue Lights. I have the Code Red DVD. Code Red DVD did not look that great. It is such a cheap movie. But, you know, the monsters look kind of cool in it. I rewatched it the other night, and it's like, it's very much bad, for a lack of a better adjective. But it's pretty fun, though. It's actually really fun. Yeah, it's, you know, it's like an average film. Like, I don't know. It's okay. Like, the fact that this shit's coming out, it kind of piques my interest because Code Red had the rights to this, the last one. So does that mean Vinegar Syndrome picked up a lot more stuff like Primal Rage and Curse of Blue Lights? So if they did, like, these were both Code Red titles from before. That's really cool. So since Mr. Code Red passed away, Bill, maybe the shit's just gotten dispersed. Who knows? But picked up Freeway 2. Dude, I'd never seen this before. This is batshit with my homegirl Natasha Lyonne. I had the biggest crush on her in the 90s. I wish I had saw this back when it came out in 99. Didn't see it. But yeah, this one's pretty bad shit, man. It's basically a sequel in name only. It has nothing to do with the first one. This one totally has a different storyline with these two batshit insane people. But I recommend it. I thought it was really fucking entertaining. So this is pretty awesome. This is one that I remember seeing on a obscure Gialli list that needed a fucking release, and that's Stelvio Massi again. Stelvio Massi? I don't know how to pronounce it. And that, of course, is 5 Women for the Killer. So that's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome shit right there. Another Giallo. But I haven't actually... Oh, I can't even... Oh, I probably just got flagged. I showed a boob. I showed a nipple. Uh-oh. So that's pretty awesome. Do they have more... Gialli sets coming out this year? I'm pretty sure. I mean, they've done what, 6 of them now, and I'm hoping there's more coming out. So this one piqued my interest like no tomorrow. But Vacation of Terror 1 and 2. When I saw this, I was like, what the fuck is this? I have no idea. Vacation of Terror 1 and 2. So 89 and 90. Yeah, who put the... Is it... Shit, I'm trying to think of who... I don't know. I don't know much about these. I had no idea about these, so I can't really talk on it, but I might have to double feature this, man. It looks very intriguing to me. I love when shit comes out like this I've never heard of. It's amazing. So I watched this. This was pretty cool. It's not as action-y as you think it would be, and that's Dog Tags. It really isn't. It's good, but the cover is a little bit misleading. I'm not gonna get into it, but yeah, it's still a pretty good movie, but it deals with a lot of kind of different stuff, and it's got like a different narrative. Like, it takes place during the Vietnam War and stuff like that, but it's not really about the war and stuff. It's more about other things, but yeah, still pretty cool. And last up here for Vinegar Syndrome stuff is actually, I guess, the start of the box sets, and that is the Mexican Gothic 3 films of Carlos Enrique Tablabodia. I don't know. So Rapina, Darker than Night, and Poison for the Fairies. I watched... Which one did I watch? Yeah, I watched 2 of these. Poison for the Fairies and Rapina, I think. Yeah, Darker than Night and Rapina. I think it was the 2 I watched. Yeah. So I got one more to watch, and so far so good. Definitely kind of like slow burns and different style. Like, you can see the style in the director for sure. But very cool, man. Again, these are the type of releases that I'm like in love with. So cool. Very, very cool box set. I like look at this booklet right here. Look at that shit. Fucking amazing. I have to read up on him. Obviously Mexican. Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Oh yeah, here's the... That looks pretty awesome. Yeah, pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Fucking Vinegar Syndrome, man. I heard someone say the other day, man, Vinegar Syndrome is just putting out bottom of the barrel shit. I'm like, I guess it depends what your bottom of the barrel is. I mean, really. So, but anyways, that's going to do it for that stack here. We're going to get into some box sets and to conclude this update. Yeah. All right, so first, a couple cheapy box sets, basically just kind of getting rid of my old shitty DVDs. I've been redoing the whole film room upstairs, and I transferred all the boutique stuff over, got rid of like hundreds of DVDs, and yeah, it's pretty much turning into like an all boutique room. It's pretty cool, but I wanted to, like, you know, kind of condense, get rid of the DVDs, you know, get these kind of smaller individual packs. So I did that with this, and I don't mind this franchise. I think part 3 is just like the worst shit I've ever seen, but but that is the Wrong Turn franchise 1 to 5. It doesn't have a 6th one. I kept my DVD for that, and it's actually one of the original ones before they pulled it, so it does have that one unwanted picture. But I never got a chance to get the Blu-ray because I think I got the DVD at Walmart, and you know how Walmart is, they either carry the DVD or the Blu-ray, usually the DVD. Yeah. So anyways, so the Wrong Turn films in one little pack, so that saved me, you know, that 5 DVD space right there. Also got rid of, I finally just bought into this. I'm sure the transfers aren't the greatest. They're probably better than the fucking DVDs. I don't know. But that's Hellraiser, the 4-pack right here, which is part 4, 5, 7, and 8. 6, I believe, is deader, and that one's missing out of here. So, but of course I've got the Arrow set with the first 3. So that's, I mean, out of the first 8, I got 7 on Blu-ray. It is what it is. And you know what? I don't even hate these films. There's stories to these. They're not great as Hellraiser films. Not bad though. Like, honestly, man, I don't mind. Actually, Deader's probably one of the better ones, not even on here, but Bloodlines is actually kind of drives me nuts. But anyways, yeah, they're Hellraiser films here, what they are. So again, I did with the Children of the Corn film, and you'll actually see this again coming up. But the multi-pack of Children of the Corn 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's funny how they went around. They did it backwards on this. Part 6 is so bad. It's actually in our Hall of Pain. I think part 5 might even be 2. That one was terrible too. I actually like part 4. I know a lot of people don't. I actually really dig part 3 also. But yeah, so I mean, I got the other ones on Blu-ray, so why not get part 4, 5, and 6? I think part 7 is Revelations, which I swear if that movie didn't have the Children of the Corn title on there, people would actually probably like that movie because it's actually not bad. But part 6, Isaac's Return, oh my lordy. And they just put out another Children of the Corn movie. It's ridiculous. Holy shit. I think it's like a female Isaac in this one or something like that. Something rather. All right, so box sets. I know 88 Films put this out. I actually didn't pick it up, and I know the first box set I think went out of print. They reissued it or whatever, and then Shout Factory issued it too. And I was like, you know what, it's going to save me some space anyways, and I'm fine with this little pack right here. And that's the Tiger Cage collection, Tiger Cage 1, 2, and 3, which I've only ever seen the first one. I swear I didn't even know that there were sequels to these movies. When I saw there was a Tiger Cage collection coming out, I was like, what? There's 3 of them? That's crazy. So yeah, pretty cool, man. So the Tiger Cage collection, it's your typical standard kind of single case, fucking all on their separate discs, which is cool. So I'm fine with that. I would rather have them individual, but I'm fine with this. It was way fucking cheaper for me. But yeah, so they put it out kind of in a set like this, which this shit blows my fucking mind. This came out, this is insanity. And that's In the Line of Duty 1 to 4. Yes, in a big, and this is actually an American Region 1 release, which is pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. Comes with this insane booklet, and it comes with 2 double-sided posters, which is all these posters. And then we got, this cracks me up, man. So Royal Warriors, also known as In the Line of Duty. Right, Royal Warriors. And then this one is, Yes, Madame, In the Line of Duty Part 2. But this actually, those are the titles on here. And then this one is In the Line of Duty. Oh, it just says In the Line of Duty Part 3. Which is weird. So this, oh, fuck it, man. And then Part 4. And I love the Asian. Actually, the original, the custom artworks for all these are actually really nice too. But you can't beat these, like, these original artworks, man. I love Asian artworks, man. They just work so well. But so I'm super stoked to watch these. So I was like reading, I don't know if these are typos, but I was like looking to see what years these came out. And I was like, oh yeah, so the first one, Royal Warriors, In the Line of Duty Part 1 came out in 1986. And I'm like, okay, Part 2 was 1985? What the fuck? I'm like, so, okay. That's ridiculous. And then the third one was 88 and 89. So that's weird. I forgot to mention, actually, Cynthia Rothrock is in the second one. which is fucking in the second one, which is fantastic. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to check these out, man. It's gonna be pretty fucking awesome. Yeah, really looking forward to these. Again, like, it's just crazy that this shit's coming out in box set form and these type of editions and shit. It's ridiculous. Can't stress it enough. All right, so this is like the release of the year for me. I should probably just take this thing off because it's really annoying. One of the releases of the year. I've been waiting for this forever, and I think this artwork is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, man. I love it. It's so simple and it just works. It's like the movie, man. I mean, the movie's not necessarily simple, but if you've never seen Martin before, it is like, it's such an interesting take on vampirism. It's kind of like a study on like a lot of things, really, man. It's there. I think they're like there's so much social commentary in Martin. It's ridiculous. It'd be a good movie to really break down because there's so much going on. But yeah, this booklet is insane. Like, sorry, it's all white and shit. You can't really see that, but and it comes in kind of like this digipack thing. Yeah, 4K Blu-ray and soundtrack. It's beautiful. Like, waiting all these years for an upgrade from that shitty ass DVD. Ugh. And we got this type of treatment. Goes from DVD to 4K Blu-ray. Amazing. Martin. Absolutely love it. And here's the O card that I just took off because these things are annoying. I didn't really need to do this because I have the Severin and I also have like a couple DVDs. I have like, but I'm like a Fulci nut, and every time editions of these movies come out, I always have to buy them because I'm ridiculous. But I thought this was actually pretty cool packaging for Demonia. I think it's pretty cool how they did this, man. So it's like a bottom loader, and then it opens. There goes the art cards. So then it kind of opens up like this. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. So it opens up like that. It's kind of cool. It's got the Fulci Talks documentary on it, booklet, art cards that are on the ground right now. And I don't know how to fold this thing because I'm dumb. And I do want to pick these up because I don't want to be stepping on this shit. But yeah, so it's got like all these art cards and shit, which are all upside down and shit now. So yeah. Anyways, I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. I don't know why they did this type of design for this. It doesn't actually make a lot of sense to me because I think Arrow's done a couple editions, maybe similar to this. I'm not 100% sure. I wish the box was a little bit harder. It's a little bit flimsy, but still really cool. Demonia, great addition for, you know, an okay movie. All right, so speaking of Children of Corn, here's Children of Corn box set. I know the first one's out on 4K. I actually have the Children of Corn Blu-ray from Arrows, but I wanted the box set was like cheaper than getting like just like buying the 4K whatever. But I wanted for part 2 and 3. So, which is so weird that they didn't use the original artworks. They probably couldn't get the rights to them. These artworks, man, they're pretty. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know about these. But you got that one right there. So, but Children of the Corn trilogy, a lot of people would say that's pretty much all you need. I don't really disagree. You don't really need like, what is it, like 12 Children of the Corn movies now? And I believe this new one's a remake, so they've made 2 remakes now to Children of the Corn, which is a decent movie. I don't know. Anyways, so I decided to grab this. I think that they put the first one out on its own edition, maybe on 4K, but I've actually wanted this set forever because it does come with the sequel and it's got all the cuts of the movies, which is pretty cool. I don't really care too much about the 4K, and that is the Battle Royale set. This big monstrosity of a set. It's like ridiculous what they did with this. And I put this off forever, and I know it's crazy I didn't have this considering I'm a box set whore and I have like a million Arrow boxes, but I never grabbed this one for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe it's because I have like the Region 1 Anchor Bay set with all the cuts, whatever. But I was like, you know what? This thing is so much better and sexier. Come on, it's Battle Royale. Yeah. I'm not going to pull everything out because there's just too much, but it's an amazing set. All right, so going over to Severin, and I did lie. So I did have more Severin here. And this just blew my shitter out, man. This blew my shitter out when this got announced because this is the type of shit that I love. I fucking love. And that is the Danze Macabre, Volume 1 Italian Gothic Collection. Yes. Fucking yes. It's got The Monster of the Opera, The Seventh Grave, Scream of the Demon Lover, and Lady Frankenstein, which I really like. Lady Frankenstein. That artwork right there. Never seen this before. 1964. Pretty awesome. This guy's trying to do his best. Look at that. Who does that look like right away? Fuck. Christopher Lee. The Seventh Grave. And this is 65, black and whites. Scream of the Demon Lover. This one's from 1970. That artwork, man, it's amazing. And Lady Frankenstein, which I have seen a couple times, actually. 1971. So that is an upgrade for myself. But, yeah, what an amazing set, man. Oh, more box sets on the way. Did anybody order that Emmanuel box set? That thing is bad shit, man. That thing's fucking bad shit. Like, like, I was reading the specs on that. There's a lot of porno in that, man. I was like, damn, I'm gonna feel like a fucking pig ordering that shit. If I do. And last but not least, which I don't know if a lot of people are too interested in this, I get a kick out of everything I see from India, man. I don't know what it is about their filmmaking, but it just kills me. It's so funny. And that's Bollywood Terror collection from Mondo Macabro. Got the side on here. They did this proper. They did announce that this is like the only box set that they're gonna do, which I thought was kind of funny. But man, they did this really nice. Like, this is a really nice booklet. Like, it's got a lot of good shit in here. I was kind of flipping through here the other day and I was like, holy shit, there's a lot of information, which is very handy because not only have I never seen any of these movies, I've never heard of any of these. So I'm just gonna say the English titles, but Bride of the Vampire. And I believe that they'd released these movies, or I hadn't seen any of these, I think they did these on double features years ago. I think so. Vengeance of the Vampire, which were long out of print. This one just, fuck, The Dungeon. Look at that, man. Look at that shit. We got The Monster Walks. Like, all these covers are the exact same. It's just some random face on there. The Haunted Temple. Oh my god, they switched to the hockey game. Fuck, I hate Florida right now. And you guys probably all know why. And The Ghost. Yeah. There's a common theme there. It's fucking faces on the cover. It's amazing. So yeah, that is going to conclude the monstrosity of an update. Thank you, Mondo, for this. And actually, man, they just put up a package. I like how they're doing the package deals now. And for the new movies, and I had to fucking order that, man. So looking pretty awesome, man. I love what Mondo does. One of my favorites, man. Mondo and Severin and Vinegar Syndrome. There's so many boutique companies out right now that are just killing it. It's just ridiculous. It's very pricey, as you can see. And it's so crazy when people ask me like, oh, do you buy more movies and music? I actually buy more music than I buy movies. That's insane. So, but that's going to do it for the update. I can finally get this shit away with that stack of Kinos that's sitting over there that I didn't put in this update. So if you haven't checked it out, which you're probably not watching this video right now anyways, nobody watches at the end. I get the one person always like, I watched the end. I'm like, you're the only person. I know that too because I used to do contests at the end of my videos and sometimes I wouldn't even get an entry. That happened a couple times. I was like, holy shit, nobody really does watch the end of videos because I wouldn't put it in the title. I probably mentioned that before. It's kind of funny. But then I get the odd one where a bunch of people would. So I don't know. Maybe interest or whatever. Interest level. But yes. That is going to do it, man. I got to go eat. I'm starving. So I will talk to you guys in the next update. Hopefully make some more videos again soon. As usual.